Hi, my name's Jason, and I'd like to share a little bit of content with you today. The thing that I'd like to talk about is what is the difference between an ordinary person and an extraordinary person? What makes that so? And what I'd like to say about the subject is that all human beings, we all have our reasons, excuses, justifications, complaints, judgments, problems, issues, and so forth. Like we all have these different things that are going on. And then and we allow these different, then ordinary people live in this world of all these different things, and they never move past them. The difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people is that, in a nutshell, I'll explain more in a moment, they just do it anyway. A way for me to describe this to you would be like, once upon a time, I used to be a personal trainer, and I would be doing hill runs with groups of my clients. So we'd pick maybe like a fairly long hill, could be up to 50 to 75 meters, but anyway, 45-degree angle. And the idea is that we would run up the hill. We might do it 10 or 20 times. So the idea of it's called an alactic exercise. You'd run up the hill as fast as you can for as long as you can, and just keep going no matter what. And then at the top of the hill, you'd turn around and you'd walk back down. That would be your recovery. But all the lactic acid that's produced in your body, that feeling of like you're going to die, you're going to expire, your legs and burning and you can't breathe and all the rest of it, that is an accumulative thing. So you'd turn around and then you'd run up there again, and when you do it a second time, it would become more and more, and the third time would be more and more, and you would literally feel like your legs were like lead pipes. You were struggling to try and breathe. Your legs would be burning. The lactic acid would make your head go a bit delirious even, before, and you'd probably feel sick, like you wanted to throw up. But anyway, I would stand there with my group and I'd tell them, I'd say the difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people. It's just that we don't, every single person, we all have those excuses, those reasons, and those justifications. Problems, objections, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the thing is, we don't just forget them. As in, we don't forget them or we don't escape from them. What we do at the time, we just put them aside. So we put them aside and then we do it anyway. So I was relating that to the hill run. It's like we get to the bottom of the hill, and all the time coming down the hill, you'd be like, oh my God, I can't do this. This is not going to work. It's like, I'm out, that's more, I can't do any more. That's it. I'm exhausted. I'm too tired. I shouldn't have been, I just have this whole like roll of things going through your mind. Okay. And then, but you get down to the bottom of the hill, and as you turn around, and then as you're just about to run up, and you just simply put them aside, you put them out of your mind, and you do it anyway. And you just run up, because none of those reasons, all that talk in your mind is not going to help you get through whatever it is you're finding difficult to do. So you just put them aside and you do it anyway. And the thing is, and that's one of the great things, like say, just in that particular idea about what accomplishing exercise is like, that once you get up out of bed, I don't want to go to the gym today, I don't feel like it, I'm too tired, it's like, I don't want to sleep in or whatever. And it's like, if you get up and you do it, if you put them aside, within reason, if you're sick, you can't go to the gym, but you just put them aside, and you put them aside and you do it anyway. So, and another thing I'd like to say about that, in that area where we all look, where those reasons, justifications, excuses, and complaints are, it's like if you were to walk up to a cupboard where they were in, and you open that cupboard, it would just like pile out on top of you. Because where there's one excuse, there are 1,000, and they just literally, in that area, they just keep coming. So another metaphor that I'd like to use to describe that is like, imagine if a person's sitting behind their desk, say their office desk, and it's like, and their desk, it represents all the reasons, justifications, and excuses, and everything that stops them from doing, engaging or taking action on different things, or following different things that represent their dreams. Yeah. And it's just that ordinary people, they will never move from beyond that desk. They will always stay there. It's like, no, it's because of this, they'll always pick a reason, there'll always be an excuse, there'll always be a problem, there'll always be some reason why they can't do that. Whereas extraordinary people, they would simply, they acknowledge that all those different things are there, they just simply put them aside and they do it anyway. And when they come back, they've still got the reasons and justifications. They still have exactly the same reasons and justifications and everything that every other human being had. It's just that in the end, they feel much better for doing it, or they're in a much better conscious state in their mind for doing it. Yeah? Especially like a really good example of that is when you exercise. You know that you don't how you feel before you exercise, what's stopping you from going to exercise, and then when you come back from the exercise, your state of mind has changed, so you feel better, and you still have all those problems, except you feel better. You're in a much better position to handle them. So, yeah. So I just wanted to share that, and actually, just while I'm here, I thought one other thing I might share with you is just I've learned that there's three different things in life. You've got your feelings, you've got your desires, and you've got what you're committed to in life. And you find your feelings and desires, they're both wax and wane. Like one day you'll get up and it's like, yeah, I'm raring to go. And the next day it's like, oh, I just don't feel like it. Like, I don't want to do it. Or one day you might, you really have a desire for this particular food. And then the next day you won't, kind of like, sometimes you'll be really into things and other times you get the idea and you'll be out of things. But you've got what you're committed to. So the thing is that if we follow our feelings and desires, basically in life, they're going to take us nowhere. Well, nowhere that's really good, simply because they can't be trusted and they wax and wane all the time. But if we follow what we're committed to, if you think about anything in your life that you're committed to, I'm committed to this, I'm committed to having an extraordinary relationship, I'm committing myself to going to the gym 3 times a week, or I'm committed to being the best person that I can be, I don't know, just anything you can think of. Or say even in a relationship, I'm committed to having, did I say this a minute ago, but I'm committed to having a monogamous relationship. When you think about it, and it's like in all the different things you do, it doesn't matter. Say even the monogamous relationship idea. It's like you're going to look at people and you're going to find them attractive, desirable. We're human beings. That's what we do. Everyone's got sexuality of different sorts. But when you're committed to your partner, it's like, you're committed to your partner. You're having a relationship with them. So at the end of the day, you choose them. You choose them again and you choose them. And then you end up hopefully in a relationship that's fairly happy that goes along for years. Yeah, and that's because you consistently chose what you were committed to, and you didn't go with what your feelings and desires were. So in a nutshell, it's like your feelings and desires are not reliable. They will let you down. It's what you commit to. So commit to whatever you want to be, in the direction you want to go, and then draw a line in that direction to exactly where you want to go. And actually, you could even come back from there and you be a bit more honest with yourself. And you can say, okay, so I'm here right now, and this is where I want to be. This is where I want to go. And it's like drawing a line from there to there. And then you have to say, it's like, okay, so is this, say if I want to lose 5 kilos. And it's like, and then there's the chocolate cake there. And it's like, is chocolate cake in line with this idea of me losing the 5 kilos? Maybe a small piece of chocolate cake is okay, but maybe not an entire cake. You know what I mean? So basically, if it's not in line with what you committed to, then so you simply leave it behind, or do something else, or find another way around it. It makes sense? Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much for listening, and have a good day, and bless you all.